Hello, everybody. Welcome to Game 4 of the 1975 American League Championship Series. This is the game I've been the furthest away from because I've been catching up on the 93 series. The NLCS has already been decided with Philadelphia surprising the Reds in 4 games, beating them 3-1. And now the Yankees are looking to do the same to the Royals. They lead the series 2-1. Kansas City must win or go home. And for Kansas City, it'll be Paul Splittorff on the mound. And for the Yankees, it'll be Larry Gura. A battle of lefties here in Game 4. If the Yankees win, they will move on to the World Series, and they'll have their pitching rotation all set up for Catfish Hunter in Game 1 against Steve Carlton. But if the Royals win, then the Yankees will have to use Catfish Hunter in Game 5 to try to get to the World Series. So that might hinder them just a touch in that series. But first things first, they got to get through this to try to win it. So from Royal Stadium, we are all set to go. There you see the lineups, the benches, and the bullpens for both teams. And again, Royals must win or go home. Yankees have a game, I wouldn't say to play with, but I mean, it's not do or die if they don't win, because there will be a Game 5 if they don't. All right, so leading off for the Yankees will be Bobby Bonds against Splittorff. And Game 4 is underway. 6-2 strikeout chance. That's a 9, struck him out. So Splittorff starts out strong, striking out Barry Bonds. 1 away, and that'll bring up the second baseman, Sandy Alomar. Splittorff, 2-6. That's a walk chance, but that's a 20, so he's not going to walk him. Alomar will swing 2-5. He's going to fly to right, and that is hauled in out there by Al Cowens for out number 2. So 2 up and 2 down. And here's Roy White, left fielder. 1-1 as a strikeout chance. That's a 14, too high, so Roy White will swing it. 6-5. It's a star 6, which is a fly to right again. And once again, Al Cowens is there. 3 up and 3 down go the Yankees here in the top of the first. So Paul Splittorff gets his team off to a good start. At the end of half an inning to play at Royal Stadium, it is the Yankees 0 and the Royals coming to bat. And for the Yankees, it'll be Larry Gura, left-hander. And leading off for the Kansas City Royals will be Frank White. Gura, 5-5 is a blank. We go to Frank White's card. 4-2, and that is a pop to short. Easy play there for Fred Chicken Stanley, and there's 1 away. Brings up a very young George Brett. Gura, 1-4. Wild pitch is a ball 1. 4-6. That is a blank to a lefty. Home run chance to a righty, but Brett's a lefty, so it's a blank. Go to Brett, 4-2. Ground ball to short, and Chicken Stanley is there again to make the play. Going over to Chambliss for 2 quick outs. And that'll bring up John Mayberry, first baseman. Another lefty on lefty, but lefties don't really bother Mayberry all that much. Gura, 3-5, and that's a range play at Royal Stadium, so we'll bring Royal Stadium a little closer. Range play at Royal Stadium. 2-4, and that's a fly to center field, but it will be a range check of Bobby Bonds, who was the center fielder. Bobby Bonds is a 3. So a 1-3, and the inning is over. 4, 5, or 6, and the inning continues. It's a 6, so is it going to be a single or a double? It's a single for John Mayberry. 2-out single to Mayberry as Bonds unable to get it. And that'll bring up Al Cowens, the right fielder. And the first strategy roll is needed with somebody on base finally. There's a 1. He's a 1, but the -1 for Gura means he's not going to get a chance to steal. So we'll keep it going. Gura, 6-5 is a walk chance, and he will walk Cowens. Cowens walks against the lefty at a 13, so even though the stadium takes away 2, it's still plenty enough to give him the walk. So a 2-out rally by the Royals. Single and now a walk. And that'll bring up the very tough Tony Salita. I know it's a lefty on the mound, but his card is not rated for splits, so he's just as dangerous either way you go. Nothing on strategy. Gura. 3-2, and that's a strikeout chance. 17 will get him, and that's going to end the inning. So Gura gets out of it. No runs, a hit, no errors, and 2 left. We've played 1 from Royal Stadium, and we're sitting at no score. Due up for the Yankees in the top of the second will be the catcher Thurman Munson. Be followed by Nettles and Walt No Neck Williams. Williams is DHing with the lefty on the mound. They're going to DH Williams instead of Herman to get the platoon advantage. Here's Munson. 5-6 is a range play at Royal Stadium, so we go back to Royal Stadium for Munson. Not for Munson, to Royal Stadium. 2-3, that's a rare play, so that's going to take away the range factor, and we're going straight to a rare play with the bases empty. So rare play, bases empty for Thurman Munson. 35. Grounder to the first baseman. It should say who, not how. Ground to the first baseman who flips to the pitcher covering for the out, but the pitcher and the hitter collide behind the bag. Check for injury for both the pitcher and the hitter. Boy, okay. That could be troublesome. So it looks like the play is made for the final out, if I'm reading that correctly. Yep, for the out, so that's out number 1. So it's going to go 3-1 as Mayberry flips to Splittorff, but Splittorff and Munson collide, and now we're going for an injury check. Splittorff is a 3, so we'll see what happens here. On a 3, he's going to pretty much miss this, so he's going to be out of the game. We don't have to roll it because he's going to be gone. So Splittorff is definitely gone. Munson has an injury rating of 0, so if we roll a 1, 2, or 3, he can stay in the game. 4, 5, or 6, or 4 or 5, he's got to come out. 6 is a reroll. So he's trying to avoid 4 or a 5. A 3, he's going to stay in the game, so Munson's going to tough it out. He'll stay in the game, but that's going to be it for Splittorff. He's going to have to leave due to injury. So Splittorff's going to go an inning and a third, give up nothing, and have to, unfortunately for the Royals, exit the game. And now the bullpen pitcher for the Royals will have as much time as they need to warm up. And they're going to go, let's see who's got some long, let's see here. Lindy McDaniel will come in and pitch. So Lindy McDaniel will be on to pitch for the Royals. I'm sure not in the inning he assumed he'd be pitching here in the top of the second, but the rare plays create the injury, and there you go. All right, so Nettles is on, the first batter that McDaniel's going to face. 4-4, and that's a potential walk, but that's a 20, so there's no walk. Nettles will have to earn it. 2-1, it's a power result to right field. That's an 11. That's a double to right for Greg Nettles. So a double to right for Greg Nettles. And had he been facing a lefty, that would have been an out. But since he's facing a righty, it turns into a double. So a double for Nettles. And he is aboard. And now Walt Williams, who they use as a DH because he was right-handed instead of facing a lefty, now he's got to face the righty, but they're still going to leave him in there. So strategy roll, nothing happening. McDaniel to Williams. 5-5, strikeout chance, 20 is too much. We go to Williams. 1-1, it's a star 3, which is a ground ball to short. That's out number 2. Now can the runner advance? Nettles needs a, let's see, on a ground ball to short. A 1, 2, or 3, Nettles advances. He does advance. The die roll was not higher than the BR was the same, and according to the book, or the chart rather, it says runners hold on a ground ball hit to short or the pitcher if the roll is higher than the base running rating. It was not. It was the same. It was not higher. So he does take third on that ground ball to short, but now there are 2 outs for Chris Chambliss. So McDaniel trying to get out of the inning. Really didn't need that strategy roll, I guess. McDaniel, 2-4. That's a possible error on a ground ball. Go to Chambliss. 3-4. And a 3-4 is a fly to left, so no ground ball to worry about. That's going to end the inning. So no runs, a hit, no errors, and a man left. And we go to the bottom of the second. No score. But the Royals had to go dip to the bullpen early. Certainly not in their thoughts to do so, but injury dictated otherwise, as Splittorff just could not continue. Munson can, so he's still in there. Here's AO, Amos Otis, or otherwise known as Otis My Man, leading off against Gura. 1-2 is a blank. We go to Otis. 1-5, and he's going to ground it to third, and that's 1 away. So 1 down, and that's going to bring up right-handed hitting Jim Wolford. He is playing left field in this game. Gura, 5-3 is a blank. Go to Wolford. 1-4. And against, unfortunately, that split there is the other way around. He's facing a lefty, so it's a grounder to second, which Alomar takes care of for out number 2. And that'll bring up the catcher, Bob Stinson, switch hitting catcher. 4-6 for Gura, and he's a switch hitting catcher batting right-handed, so that's a straight up home run chance. He's only a 3 though, that's a 7, so no home run, but he will swing. 2-6 is going to ground it right back to Gura to end the inning. 3 up and 3 down go the Royals here in the bottom of the second, and 2 innings are in the books at Royal Stadium. We got no score. And these are the number 4 starting pitchers, so you would expect more runs perhaps, but so far not the case. And now Lou Piniella, who was in right field for this game, due to the fact that the Royals were starting the left-handed starter, but now he's got to face the right-hander McDaniel. So Sweet Lou, let's see what he can do. Actually, he's about the same according to his numbers here, so we'll see. McDaniel, 3-5. That's a walk plus, and that's going to walk Lou Piniella to start the inning. Leadoff walk, the infield now halfway for Fred Chicken Stanley. And we'll see, can Piniella, no, there's no strategy roll needed. McDaniel, 1-4, strikeout chance 17 is too much. We go to Stanley. 2-6, and against a right-hander, he's going to double to center field. How about that? We bring in our base running chart for the first time. When the Yankees are in the field, a double to center is a factor of 0 when you add Bond's arm and the chart together. So that means nothing's added to Lou Piniella. He's a 1, and he can only score on a 1, so we'll see if he does it. He does. Lou Piniella scores on the 1. Stanley, if this die is a 1 or a 2, can advance to third. He does not. He holds at second. But Piniella will score on the RBI double for Fred Chicken Stanley. Number 9 hitter gets it done for the Yankees, and they lead it 1-0. And now Bobby Bonds is up. Nothing on strategy. Daniel to Bonds. 2-2, range play. Go to Bonds. 5-6, and that is a single to center, but it is a range play for the center fielder, Amos Otis. Otis's range is a 3, so 1-3 he'll make the catch. Otherwise, could be 2-0 Yankees. That's a 6, so it definitely could be 2-0 Yankees. So the single for Bonds is good. Check the base running chart again with the Yankees. With Kansas City in center field. That is still a 0. Still a +1. Their running charts are almost identical except for right field. The center and left are identical. So you add 1 to Stanley's result, gives him a 4. So on a 1 to 4, he can make it. He does. So Stanley will score. It is now 2-0 Yankees. RBI single from Bobby Bonds, as Amos Otis was unable to get to that. And it's 2-0 Yankees, and the Royal bullpen again is loosening. Sandy Alomar is your batter. Strategy roll 2. That means Bonds can try to steal because of his 6th attempt. He's a 13. McDaniel adds 1, makes it a 14. Stinson is a -1, brings it back to a 13. So 1 to 13, he makes it. 20, he's out. Boy, that D20's just been killing it on the stolen bases. I'm just getting caught left and right on steals because of that D20. So Stinson fires it down there to second, and Mr. Frank White puts the tag on for out number 1. Infield back to normal now. McDaniel 1-2. That's against a switch hitter batting left. It's a strikeout chance. 13 is too high though. So here's Alomar. 6-4 is going to fly to center. Bonds is there. Not Bonds, but Otis is there. 2 down. So 2 down, and that brings up Roy White. Roy White, the batter. McDaniel 2-1 against White. Switch hitter batting left. That's an automatic out on a star line, which produces a ground ball to Mayberry at first to end the inning. But damage done. The Yankees pick up 2 runs. They do it on 2 hits. No errors and 1 left. We go to the bottom of the 3rd. The Yankees now lead it 2-0. And if this lead holds, they will play the Phillies in the 1975 World Series. Gura back on the mound will be facing number 9 hitter Freddie Patek. Then the top of the order in White and Brett. Gura 1-6 range play. Go to Patek. 4-4 is a pop to short. We're checking the range of Fred Chicken Stanley. His range at short is a 3. And he does make the catch on the pop-up for 1 away. So Stanley was able to get to it and put that away. 1 down. Top of the order for Frank White. Gura, 6-5, walk chance, 14, too much. Go to White. 6-6, star 6, that's a fly to right field. And Piniella is there for out number 2. 2 up and 2 down for George Brett. 6-5 on Gura is a blank. I'm sorry, no, it was a walk chance. I picked the die up by mistake, and I think it was too high for the walk anyways, fortunately. So Brett will swing it 5-1 against a lefty. That's a double to left field. So George Brett rather. Get my names confused. A 2-out double for George Brett. And maybe the Royals can get a 2-out rally going. Strategy roll for Gura. Nothing happening. Gura to Mayberry. 5-6 home run question mark against the lefty. A 1-14. That passes. Mayberry is a 20. That's a 2-run dinger for John Mayberry. Long and gone. And the 2-out rally comes to fruition to tie the game at 2. So don't count the Royals out just yet. It is a 2-2 tie. John Mayberry crushes one for a 2-run dinger. And that'll bring up a chance here for another home run. Home run question mark to a right-hander. 1-9, though it fails. So Cowens will not get the home run chance there. 5-6, he will single. Third baseman Nettles knocks it down, but has no play. So with 2 outs, the inning continues for Tony Saleta. Strategy roll, nothing happening. Gura to Saleta. 3-6 is a possible error on a throw. Saleta 4-5. Star 4 is a fly to left. That's going to end the inning. No throw needed. So no error committed. Kansas City, though, the 2-run home run from John Mayberry has tied the score. And after three complete rather, we are tied at 2 here in Kansas City. Brand new ball game for the Royals in the 3rd inning. They pick up 2 runs. They do it on 3 hits, no errors, and 1 left. Top of the 4th we go. McDaniel has, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. He's faced 8 batters, and that's all he can face. So he is actually tired, and he will be relieved. And we will need a new pitcher for the Royals. And that will be Marty Patton. So Marty Patton is on. Oh, you know what? Marty Patton's not available. I forgot. He pitched a tremendous amount of innings in the previous game. It's been so long since I played the previous game. Marty Patton went 4 innings in the previous game, so he's actually unavailable. So they are hampered. That's why I don't even have him listed in the bullpen. So they are hampered by 1 reliever. But they do have Nelson Briles. So I need to get Nelson Briles because he was added from the starting rotation to the bullpen to help them out in this particular game. So I just didn't have his card out for whatever reason. So Nelson Briles will be coming on, and he will try to give him some length. Nelson Briles. He can face 10 batters. So Nelson Briles is now the pitcher of record as it's a tie game. Briles. Let's get the numbers on McDaniel. He pitched an inning and 2/3, gave up 3 hits, 2 runs, and he walked 1, didn't strike anybody out. So Briles is on to start the top of the 4th against Thurman Munson. 2-2 ball game. Briles, 5-3, strikeout plus, got him. Or no, I take it back, he will not get him. He's a 5, the plus is a 15, that's a 15, but the stadium takes away 3, so Munson does not strike out. He will instead swing away, 6-5, and he's going to single past 3rd. Knocked down by Brett, but no play, and so after fighting off that strikeout, he ends up getting a base hit. So he's aboard, and that brings up Nettles. Strategy roll, nothing happening. Briles does add 1 to the double play, so if we're looking for a double play, you got the 2 plus the 1 halfway, makes it a 4, and then pending the pivot. So a good double play chance if you can get a ground ball. 3-5, range play, so the infielders are only halfway, so on a ground ball they will lose 1 on their range. 3-1, though, it's a fly to right, so the range is actually on the right fielder, Al Cowens. And Al Cowens, as a right fielder, is only a 2, so not very good. This could very easily drop in for a hit, and it does. It's single or a double. It's a single. So a single to right. We'll look at our chart again. Kansas City in the field. A single to right, go from 1st to 3rd. You add 2. Munson's a 3, so that becomes a 5. So that means anything other than a 6, and Munson will take 3rd base. And he does. So runners are on the corners on the single for Nettles, as Cowens was unable to get there. Nettles now 2 for 2, and the Yankees threatening to reclaim the lead against Nelson Briles. Here's Walt Williams. They're going to still play back for the double play. I mean, they need outs in the worst way. Strategy roll, nothing happening. Briles needs a strikeout, really. 6-5. Oh, he did not need that. Straight up home run chance. Walt Williams is an 18. That's a 2. That is long, and that is very much gone. A 3-run bomb from Walt No Neck Williams. He was only in there assuming he was facing the lefty Splittorff, but they keep him in there against the righty, and he comes through with a 3-run home run off Nelson Briles. And boy, Nelson Briles not the answer for Kansas City that they were looking for, as they now trail it 5-2, and the Kansas City bullpen might be getting up very, very quickly. Briles 2-2 blank. We'll go to Chambliss. 6-1. Star 6 is a fly to center, and that's the first out of the inning. Briles trying to settle in. Here's Piniella. 4-5, and that's a blank to a righty. Piniella, 2-5, ground ball to second. Frank White takes care of it, 2 down. And that brings up the number 9 hitter, Fred Chicken Stanley. 2-6 is a walk chance. 15 is too much. We go to Stanley to finish the at-bat. 3-6, and that's a single past the pitcher, Briles. So a 2-out single for Stanley keeps the inning going. And that brings up the top of the order and Bobby Bonds. Briles trying to get that elusive third out. Strategy roll. Nothing happening. Briles, 1-5 is a strikeout chance. 2 got him. So he strikes out Bonds to end the inning. But the damage done. Yankees put 3 on the board thanks to the 3-run homer from Walt No Neck Williams. And they lead it by the score of 5-2 for the Yankees. They get 3 runs. They do it on 4 hits, no errors, and 1 left. Go to the bottom of the 4th, and all of a sudden the Yankees, with a 5-2 lead in a game that they can put away the Royals and finish the series. Larry Gura given a 3-run lead to protect. Amos Otis the batter. Gura, 2-5 is a walk chance. 10 will walk him. So Amos Otis draws the walk. That'll put the infield halfway for Jim Wolford. Strategy rolls are still on. Nothing happening. Gura, 4-4, blank. We go to Wolford. 5-6. Power result against the lefty goes to 12. That's a 7. That'll be a double to right field. A double to right for Wolford. We'll see if Otis can score. Bring out the base running chart. For the Yankees defensively, a double to right is a -2 because Piniella has a -1 arm. So his 5 now becomes a 3. See if he can score with a 3. He cannot. He's got a hold at third base. So the good arm of Piniella helps to keep him there. But runners are at second and third with nobody out. Infield will be back for the Yankees. They want outs. So any ground ball, Otis will score. Gura, strategy roll, nothing happening. Gura, 2-5. Stinson, the switch hitter, batting right-handed. That's a walk chance. 11. He will not walk him. That's a 12, but the stadium takes away 2, so that 11 is now too high. Stinson will swing. 2-6 is a ground ball back to Gura. Now, that's interesting with the ground ball back to the pitcher. I think even with the going back to the pitcher, since they were playing back. Actually, no, they weren't. Yeah, they were playing back. So Stinson is out. Let's see about Wolford. I don't know if Wolford can move up. Ground ball to the pitcher, you got to roll about his BR. So Wolford might make it unless this is a 5 unless this is a 5, he will make it. Anything other than a 5, he makes it. He does. So Wolford does actually take third on that. So Otis scores. Wolford takes third. RBI ground out by Bob Stinson. Now it's 5-3. And now the Yankee infield will come in. They don't want to give up that second cheap run if they can avoid it. With Freddie Patek up there. Gura, 5-2. Strikeout chance, 15 too much. Go to Patek. 6-5. And that's a liner right to first base for out number 2. Don't think there's a chance to double off a runner at third. Let's see, runner on third. Yep, there is no chance for that. No double play is available for that, but that is out number 2. It's a big out. Infield can go back to normal now for Frank White. Nothing on the strategy. Gura, 2-5, and that's a walk chance against a righty. He's a 9. Too high, will not walk. Frank White. swings, 6-1. Single to right field for Frank White, and that will score Wolford. And just like that, it's a 5-4 ball game. Back come the Royals. RBI single from Frank White scores Mr. Wolford to cut the lead to 5-4. Gura now facing Frank White, facing Brett rather. Strategy roll, nothing happening. So here's Brett. Gura 2-3, strikeout chance 15 too much. Go to Brett. 5-3, and that's a ground ball to second to end the inning as Alomar puts it away. But the Royals pick up 2 big runs. They do it on 2 base hits, no errors, and 1 left. So at the end of 4 innings of play, what started out as a pitching duel is now we're getting the runs we expected. It is 5-4 Yankees. And now what do you do if you're the Royals? Do you bring back Nelson Briles? Do you trust him? He faced 10 batters, and he's only faced 7 so far. So he's on a short leash, I think. So we are looking at Mark Littell loosening in the bullpen for the Royals. But they got to be careful. I mean, there's a lot of innings to go, and they could run out of pitchers real quick. So Briles, 3-2 possible error. Alomar, 1-6. That's a grounder to first, but you got a 1, so that's definitely going to be an error on John Mayberry. So E3 as Mayberry bobbles it. So that certainly was not the fault of Nelson Briles. Can't blame him for that. It's just bad luck. So Alomar's aboard. Infield back to halfway. Strategy roll. 12, nothing happening. Here's Roy White. Briles, 3-3. Range play at Royal Stadium. We bring in Royal Stadium a little closer for the range check. 2-4, and that's a fly to center, so we're checking the range of Amos Otis. His range is a 3. So 1-3, he's got to make this catch. He does not. It's going to drop in. Is it going to be a single or a double? That is the question. Single or a double? Single or a double? It's just going to be a single for Alomar. So Alomar, to bring our running chart in, with Kansas City in the field to get from first to third on a single to center, you lose 2, so he's a 4. Drops him to a 2. He needs a 1 or a 2 to advance. He does not. He's got to hold at second base. So Otis unable to get to that, but he does at least hold the runner at second base. First and second, nobody out for Thurman Munson. And Briles, let's see, this is his 10th batter, so he will be tired after this at bat. So Steve Mingori, a lefty, is actually loosening in the bullpen and almost ready to come in. It'll be Mingori, the lefty. Briles, though, trying to get out of this mess. Could use a double play big time. Briles, 5-1's a blank. We go to Munson. 6-5, that's a single pass third. It's not what he needed. It's another base hit. But you got to have a 6 to score from from second, so he's not going to do it. It's going to load the bases. Bases are loaded. That's going to be all for Nelson Briles. His day is done. Nettles is coming up, but the unenviable task of Steve Mingori to get out of this. Bases loaded, nobody out. And Mingori is in. That leaves Littell and Bird along with Mingori. Those 3 pitchers need to cover the next 5 innings, so they got to be careful. I guess I could check and see if one of their starters has relief ratings. Let's see, one of the starters that hadn't pitched in a while, Busby or somebody. Busby does not have Busby and Fitzmaurice do not have starter ratings or relief ratings. Dennis Leonard does, but he started the last game. Even though he got shelled early, he still started, so he pitched a couple innings. So as a starter, he's not going to be looking to come back, I don't think, or be able to. So Nettles coming in, and we'll be facing the lefty Mingori with the bases loaded and nobody out. And let's see, Briles is going to go 1+ innings. And he's going to give up 3. Well, he can't. It might be more than 3 runs now because everybody on base is his responsibility. Get 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 base hits. And let's see, anything else? No walks, no strikeouts. Okay, so kind of an ugly line there for Briles. So for the Yankees, the infield, or for the Royals rather, the infield is in. Infield is in to try to choke that runoff. And Gorey, well, we'll roll and see if he can steal home. That's about the only thing we're checking at this point. He cannot. So, and Gorey with the infield now in all the way. And Gorey to Nettles, 3-5. That is a strikeout chance to a lefty, but that's too high. Nettles will swing. Whoop, the white die did not go through. Suadice. Let's re-roll that. 4-4. It's a fly to center field. It's a possible sacrifice fly. Nettles' sacrifice fly rating is a 3. That's a 5. That will fail. So we go to Alomar. He's a 4. The sacrifice fly chance is to center field. The arm rating of the center fielder, Otis, is a -1. Alomar is a 4. So 1 to 3, he makes it. He does. So Alomar will score. Everybody else has to hold. But the sacrifice fly is in effect for Greg Nettles. That's an unearned run as Alomar reached on the error, but the Yankees will take it. They lead it 6-4. Now the infield's halfway for the double play, as a double play will get them out of the inning. No strategy roll needed at this point. Mengori, 5-1's a blank. We go to Walt Williams. 4-3. It's a ground ball to third base. Possible double play. He's a 2. Well, first of all, we got to see since this runner's on first and second, we have to see if it's down the line or wherever. 1 to 2 means it's towards the line. 3 to 4 is right at him, and 5 to 6 is in the hole. So it's down the line. If a double play or force, it would go 5 to 3. So it's down the line, so Brett would be looking to step on the bag and try to get the double play at first base. So double play rating. That means there is no pivot. So 2 halfway makes it a 3. 1 to 3, it's a double play. And they turn it. So they do turn it. White is out at third. Munson does take second. Well, actually going to end the inning because there's already 1 out. So that ends the inning right there. Double play, 5 is going to go 5 unassisted. 5-3 double play to end the inning. And that was huge. Mengori did his job. He did give up the sacrifice fly, but with the bases loaded, nobody out, and you come in and only give up 1 run, you've done your job. And for the Yankees, they get limited to 1 run. It keeps the Royals in the game at 6-4. And they're still in the game, which didn't look like that was going to happen not too long ago. So let's get our cards together here and make sure everybody's in place. Don't want anybody batting out of order later on. So, yep, there we go. All right, bottom of the 5th, 6-4, favor of the Yankees. Now we can close the book on Briles. Let's see. So the run is actually unearned. So he gives up 4 runs, 3 of which were earned. So it was ugly. So in the inning for the Yankees, they pick up a run. It was unearned. They do it on 2 base hits. There was 1 error and 1 left. So we go to the bottom of the 5th. 6-4, favor of the Yankees. Larry Gura to face Mayberry. 5-6, and that's a home run question mark against the lefty. It's 1-14, but that fails. Good thing, because that would have been gone again for Mayberry. But Gura escaped. Mayberry 2-5 is a star 5 fly to center, so Bonds puts it away for 1 away. Mayberry almost got that run back with 1 swing. Here's Al Cowens. Gura, 1-3, hit by pitch. He's an 8, -2 though from Gura is a 6, so the -2 cancels out the potential hit by pitch. Cowens, 2-2 though against the lefty. He will double to left field. So a double to left field for Al Cowens. And he's reached base all 3 times, a walk, single, and a double. And that brings up the tough hitting Tony Salita. Strategy roll. Nothing happening. Gura, 6-6 is a blank. We go to Salita. 3-3, it's a ground ball back to Gura. That's out number 2. Can Cowens make third? He will. In anything other than a 5 or a 6, he'll make it. And he does. So Cowens will take third, but now there are 2 outs. And it's going to be up to Amos Otis to get him home. Gura, strategy roll again. Nothing happening. Gura, 3-6. Possible error on a throw. AO, 5-1, fly to right. There's no error there. It's going to end the inning. Royals leave a man on third base to end the inning. So no runs, a hit, no errors, and 1 big runner left at third. 5 innings are in the books. It is 6-4 Yankees. Trying to clinch the series. And back out is Mangori. He can face 6 batters. He's only faced 2 thanks to the double play. So he's good to go for the 6th inning for sure. For Chris Chambliss. 6-6, ball 1 on a wild pitch. Try again. 3-1 is a walk chance. 10 is too high. Go to Chambliss. 5-3, and that's a star 2, which is a ground ball to first. Mayberry will take it to the bag himself. 1 out for Sweet Lou Piniella. Mangori, 6-4, walk plus. But even with that, it's not going to help because that's a 7. The plus is a 17, -2 is a 15. That's a 20, so no walk. Piniella will swing. 1-1, he flies to left. Put away out there by Wolford. 2 up and 2 down here to start the 6th. And Mangori has definitely been a bright spot for the Royals after the disaster that was Nelson Briles. Here's Fred Stanley. 3-1, and that's a walk chance. 20, though, too high again. Stanley, 4-1, is going to ground it to short. Patek all over it. And it's a 1-2-3 inning turned in by Steve Mangori. Keeps the score 6-4, keeps the Royals in the game. That might be all for Mangori. He can face 1 more batter, but you got the right-handed hitting Bonds coming up, so they may or may not go to another pitcher. We shall see. Mangori, we'll have to play it by ear, I guess. Wolford will lead off the bottom of the 6th for Kansas City against Gura. Gura can face 29 batters. Right now he has faced 24, so he's getting close to the edge. Gura, 5-2, strikeout chance to a righty. He's a 10, so the strikeouts, even though the -3 makes a 7, the 4 fits, so Wolford is out on strikes. 1 down for Bob Stinson, the catcher. Gura, 2-2. Ballpark card going to Royal Stadium, which is a pitcher's park. 6-6, that's a power result to left field. He's a 12. That's a double to left field for Bob Stinson. So Stinson will double. A double by Stinson, and now the tying run is at the plate in Freddie Patek. Strategy roll for Gura. Nothing happening. Gura to Patek, 5-4, is a blank to a right-hander. Go to Patek. 2-1, it's a single to center field. I think Stinson's going to probably have to hold. We'll see how what the chart says for the Yankees. Single to center field you add 1. So Stinson's a 1, it becomes a 2. So he needs a 1 or a 2 to score. Otherwise, he's got to hold. And that's a 6. That could be trouble. That could be trouble. So on the 6, the outfielder arm is a -1. So 1 to 4, we go to that third roll. 5 or 6, he holds. 5, he's going to hold. So they got a break. He didn't get thrown out. Would have been kind of risky to send him. Probably should have been playing it safe. But now runners are on the corners with only 1 out. Gura now has faced 27 batters, so he's getting very close to the edge. Yankee bullpen is active. They do have Dick Tidrow loosening in the pen for the Yankees, so right-hander. Gura now. The Yankees are back, or the Royals, I'm sorry, the Yankees are back for the double play. Back halfway, trying to turn 2. Nothing on the strategy. Gura, 6-4, strikeout chance 11's too much. We go to Frank White. 1-3 is a ground ball to third. And they're going to, of course, try for the around the horn double play. He's a 1, +1 is a 2. Halfway makes it a 3. The pivot at second is Alomar. He's actually a +1. So that makes it a 1-4 for a double play to end the inning. And they do it. 5-4-3 around the horn, and Kansas City comes away empty-handed. And boy, they just got to feel like they're snake bit right there. 5-4-3 double play turned in by Nettles to Alomar to Chambliss. And that's going to do it for the Royals. No runs, a hit. No runs, 2 hits rather. No errors and 1 left. So we've played 6. Score remains 6-4. Royals had a good chance, but couldn't get it done. Now, what do you do with Mingori? He's been pitching so well. So they're going to start out. He can face 1 more batter without being tired. He has faced 5 batters so far. This is batter number 6, which is Barry Bonds. But they're going to use him for all he's worth. 5-1's a blank. We go to Bonds. 2-1, and against the lefty, that's a double to left field. So maybe they left Mingori in 1 batter too many. But when your bullpen is getting depleted, you got to do what you got to do. Mingori is now tired, but they're going to let him stay in there. Strategy roll, nothing happening on Bonds trying to steal third, that's for sure. That didn't happen. And now I drop my D20. There it is. So the bullpen for the Royals, Mark Littell is back up and throwing. But Mingori trying to get through this. 3-6, strikeout chance 14's too much. We go to Alomar. 6-1 is a ground ball back to Mingori. That is out number 1. Bonds, though, a 4, so anything other than a 5 or a 6, and he will advance. He does. So he advances to third, which is going to force the Royals to bring the infield in, as they cannot afford another run to score. Munson is your batter. Mingori is tired, but he's been effective. They're going to take a chance that he does not hit one of the fatigue rolls. Strategy roll, making sure Bonds can't steal home. It's a 1. They could try it, but it would be risky. Stealing home. I know there's a big deduction for stealing home. So let's see here. -10 to steal home. So he can't even. That'd be a 13 -10. Be a 1-3. So, no, I don't think they're going to do that. So he will stay right there. Mingori to Munson. 5-2, and he hit the retired result, unfortunately, for the Royals, so he's going to come out of the game. Bonds will score. It is now 7-4 Yankees, and that's all from Mingori. He must come out now. He hit the fatigue roll with that S1, that fatigue roll. He's got to come out. So Mingori is lifted, and Mark Littell will come on for the Royals. Try to prevent any further damage from being done, although you could argue the damage has already been done. But Mingori went as far as he could, gave the Royals what he could. He went inning and he actually went 2 innings of pitching, and he gave up 2 hits and a run. Although Munson is his responsibility. No walks, no strikeouts. All right, it is now 7-4. Roy White is your batter. Infield back to halfway for a double play with 1 out. Strategy rolls are now off. Littell. 6-1, possible error. Go to Roy White. 6-3, ground ball back to Littell. Possible double play, but you lose 1 when it goes to the pitcher. So he's a 1, so that makes it a 0. The pivot with a lefty batter is the shortstop, Patek. Patek is a +1, so the only way we get a double play here is on a 1. And they don't get it. It's a 4. They do get the force on Munson. That's all they get. Goes 1-6 on the fielder's choice for out number 2. And that brings up Greg Nettles. Strategy rolls continue to be off. Littell, 1-6, strikeout plus. He will get him to end the inning. So Littell does his job after coming in, but the damage done, unfortunately, against Mingori. So for the Yankees, they pick up a run. They do it on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left. 7th inning stretch time at Royal Stadium. Whoops, got ready to put a 0 there, didn't I? Let me fix that. I'm so used to putting zeros, getting ready to put another 0. And that should be a 1, of course. So need to fix that. That is a 1 for the Yankees. And they now lead it 7-4. 7th inning stretch time. I'm going to pause the video and we'll be back for the rest of the ball game. All right, we're back for the bottom of the 7th after the 7th inning stretch. New pitcher for the New York Yankees will be left-hander Tippy Martinez. He's going to be in there. Gura, the line on Gura, he went 6 innings, 9 hits, 4 runs. They were earned, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts, and he is the pitcher of record to be the winner if the Yankees don't lose the lead. Leading off for the Royals will be George Brett, followed by Mayberry and Cowan. So heart of the order, time for this is part of the order the Royals need to make hay if they want to continue and force a game 5. Martinez, 4-1 against Brett. That's an automatic out. That star line. And it will be a fly to center field. 1 away. So 1 down. Brett is retired. That will bring up the dangerous John Mayberry. Mayberry is 2 for 3 with a home run. Martinez, 3-4, walk chance, and he will walk Mayberry. Not the worst thing in the world to do to walk Mayberry. Although it does bring up the hot-hitting Al Cowens. Cowens is 2 for 2, a walk, a single, and a double. Strategy rolls are off. Martinez will pitch at 6-1 range play. They are halfway, so it takes 1 away from the infielders. 4-6. It's a fly to center, though, so we're checking the range of Bonds. He is a range of 3 in right field, in center field, rather. So he is a 3. And he makes the catch. So big catch there. Prevent any sort of extra bases. That's out number 2. And it's up to Tony Salita. The Royals are going to do anything against Tippy Martinez. 3-6. That's another automatic out against the lefty. And the automatic out will be a fly to left to end the inning. So Tippy Martinez does the good job there in the 7th. Keeps the Royals off the board. Keeps the score at 7-4. As we go to the 8th inning. Martinez gives up No runs, no hits, no errors, and he did leave one on base with the walk. So we go to the 8th. Mark Littell only faced 2 batters. He can face 7, so he's still in there. Due up for the Yankees will be Walt No Neck Williams. He had a huge 3-run homer in the top of the 4th that gave the Yankees the lead, which they have never relinquished. Littell, 6-1, possible error. 5-6, the ground ball to second. Checking the error rating of Frank White, the D20 is a 9. Frank White's error rating at second base is only a 4, so he will make the play. Nice play on a tough chance, and there's one away. That'll bring up Chris Chambliss. Chambliss 0 for 3. Littell 2-6 strikeout, got him. Now he's 0 for 4. So Chambliss having a rough game. Brings up Lou Piniella. Littell 5-2. Pitcher result on a double question mark. 1 to 20 is going to be a single against a righty, so it's an automatic single for Lou Piniella. 2-out single. Keeps the inning going for Fred Stanley. Littell 4-3. That's a strikeout plus. He strikes out at a 10. Stadium takes away 3, makes it a 7. The plus is a 17, but that's an 18. So no strikeout. 5-5 is a grounder to short. That's going to end the inning. We'll just say Patek goes to first. Take care of it. No runs a hit, no errors, and a man left. So Littell did his job. And I think that's going to be it for Littell. Most likely he can face 6 batters. He can face 7 batters. He's faced 6. So they will bring Doug Bird in to pitch the 9th, regardless of what the score is. For Littell, he went an inning and 2/3. Gave up a hit, no runs, no walks, and 1 strikeout. So bottom of the 8th we go. Tippy Martinez, that's all for Littell. Tippy Martinez can face 8 batters. He has only faced 4. He went pretty good in his 8th inning. He walked a batter, and that was it. So he's got Amos Otis, Jim Wolford, and Bob Stinson. But before we go any further, for the Yankees, there will be a defensive change. Sweet Lou Piniella is out of the game. Bobby Bonds will shift from center field to right fielder, where he is now a 4 range. So Bonds will move to right field. Piniella is out of the game. And in center field is going to be Blatt. Blatt is the center fielder for the Yankees. He's a 3. Same in center as Bonds, but you get the extra 4 for Bonds being in right field, whereas Piniella was only a 2. So that's why they're making that move. And Blatt will bat in Pinella's spot, which I believe made the last out. No, he bats 8th, so he probably will not bat at all to worry about him. So he's going to fit in right in front of Fred Stanley, and that will be it for him. All right, so those changes have been made. Bottom of the 8th we go. Amos Otis, your batter. Tippy Martinez, like I said, can face 8 batters, so he's going to stay in there. Sparky Lyle and Dick Tidrow light tossing in the pen just in case. Doug Bird loosening for the Royals. Martinez, 6-1 range play. We go to Amos Otis. 6-5. That's a single to third, but we're checking the range of Greg Nettles. Take that hit away. Nettles is a 5, so anything other than a 6, and he makes the play. And he does, so takes the base hit away from AO. We're out number 1. Nice play by Nettles. On that AstroTurf, you have to be really quick to get those balls, and he was. Here's Wolford. 1-3. And that's a walk plus, so he will walk Wolford. 1 out walk to Wolford. Stinson is the batter. Let's see what they have on the bench as far as the Royals are concerned. Any decent hitters on the bench? Not average-wise. Killebrew has a bunch of power, but only a 199 hitter. Although he does do very well against lefties. So they're going to pull Stinson. And the aged one, Harmon Killebrew, is going to pinch hit, try to get a lightning in a bottle. He can do damage to lefties. And the new catcher will be Buck Martinez in the top of the ninth. But right now it is Harmon Killebrew. He is going to come on to pinch hit. And Buck Martinez will be the new catcher. So Killebrew it is. I believe this is the first at bat for Killebrew in this series, because I've stayed away from him because his average is so bad. But he does hit well against lefties, and he's got the home run chances that are really good against lefties. So let's see what he can do against Tippy Martinez. 2-4 is an automatic out. So tough break there for Killebrew on the automatic out. It's going to be a ground ball to third, possible double play. He's a 2. Halfway makes it a 3. The pivot at second, Alomar, is a +1. That's a 4. So 1-4, and we got an inning-ending double play. And we do. Boy, a tough break there. Killebrew grounds into the twin killing. And maybe that was a backfire move there, but it was a move in desperation. Desperate times call for desperate measures. They were desperate. It just did not work out. And that's going to do it for Tippy Martinez. He will clear the way for Sparky Lyle in the ninth. Doug Bird will be coming in for the Royals in the ninth. So Bird. And now the Royals have used everybody. Martinez is going to go 2 innings. And let's check his totals. In 2 innings, he didn't give up anything. He did walk 2 and strike out 1. But no hits, no runs. And now Bird is in for the Royals. He'll be facing the top of the order, Bonds, Alomar, and White. Top of the ninth, 7-4 Yankees. They are 3 outs away from going to face the Phillies in the World Series. And if that happens, I will finish the 93 NLCS and ALCS before I start game 1 of this. So I want to get both World Series started at the same time. Bird, 4-3. That is a walk plus. So he will walk him. Bonds is aboard. Leadoff walk to start the ninth. And it's going to bring up Alomar. Bird, 6-1, strikeout chance, got him. Alomar out on strikes, 1 away for Roy White. Bird, 4-1, range play, but the infield is halfway. 1-1 is a liner to first base, and I believe on range plays the liners are automatically outs. I believe it is. Number 3. Says all right, it talks about pop outs. It doesn't talk about line outs, but talks about the D20's odd, it's drop, but the D20's even. So I'm going to call it a line out for out number 2. So 2 down for Thurman Munson. And actually, it's possible double play. Now look at it with Bonds at first base. So actually, a 1-4, this turns into a double play. And it does. They double off Bonds to end the inning. So the line out actually turns into a 3 unassisted double play. So for the Yankees, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. We go to the ninth. Last chance for the Royals. They will have to do it against Sparky Lyle of the Yankees, trying to get his team to the World Series to face those Phillies. And if that happens, it's Catfish Hunter against Steve Carlton in Game 1. Right now, it is Sparky Lyle. And he's going to be facing, the schedule here is Patek, White, and Brett. They will call Patek back. He will not hit. They will go to a pinch hitter. And it will be Cookie Rojas. If the game somehow goes to extra innings, Rojas will come in and play second, and they'll move White to short. So Rojas is your pinch hitter to start the bottom of the ninth. Lyle. 5-6 possible error. Rojas, 4-2. That's a ground ball to third. That's a 15. Nettles' error rating is only a 7. So good play on a tough hop. Stuck with it. Must have hit a seam in the AstroTurf, but Nettles was up to the task. And there's one away. Here's Frank White. 3-4. That's a range play at Royal Stadium. 5-5. Single to left, but it's a range play of the left fielder. That is Roy White. His range in left field is a 4. 1-4. He'll take that single away. He does not. It's going to stay a single for Frank White. What did you expect? A 1-2-3 final inning and inside pitch? It hardly ever happens, and didn't happen here. So George Brett is your batter. If he gets on, then Mayberry would come up as the tying run. Lyle, 5-4, possible error on a ground ball. Brett, 3-5. That's a power result to left field. That's a 16, though, so it's going to be well at range. It's going to be a fly to left. No error since it was not a ground ball. That is out number 2, and we're down to John Mayberry. Last chance for the Royals. Infield back now for the Yankees. 6-1, strikeout chance, got him, and the ball game and the series is over. The Yankees have done it. They've come into Royal Stadium and taken the victory. And everybody for the Yankees are mobbing each other as the Yankees advance to the World Series by the score of 7-4. Be right back with the totals. All right, back here at Royal Stadium. Final line score in the game, Yankees 7 runs, 12 hits, no errors. They left on 6. Royals 4 runs, 10 hits, 1 error. They left on 8. Gurra the winner, Bryles the loser. Sparky Lyle gets the save. So the World Series in the 1975 inside pitch game of the week is now set as the Philadelphia Phillies will be flying into New York to take on the Yankees in the best of 7. The American League does have the home field advantage as the Red Sox had it over the Reds in 75. So here the American League is going to get the advantage. There will be no DH, so the Yankees will have to have a pitcher hitting card for some of their pitchers. So we'll come up with something. Probably we'll use a Yankee 1972 pitcher hitting card, and this is a placeholder for starting pitchers. So Catfish Hunter will get the start for the Yankees against Steve Carlton in Game 1. Game 2 is probably going to be Larry Christensen taking on, let's see, who's the number 2 starter for the Yankees. Let me see who their number 2 starter is. Probably Rudy May, or it could be Doc Medich. Let's see how they want to go with that. Actually, Doc Medich is your, although they may want to split it up left and right. So it's actually going to be Rudy May in Game 2 against Larry Christensen. So the first 2 games in Yankee Stadium, it's Hunter against Carlton, and it's going to be Rudy May against Larry Christensen. Those will be the first two games at Shea Stadium. I think I might have said Yankee Stadium by mistake. It's actually Shea Stadium, of course, in 1975. And then it will shift to Veterans Stadium for games 3, 4, and 5 if necessary. And then games 6 and 7, if they're necessary, will go back to Shea Stadium. So Walt Williams is the man. His 3-run homer in the top of the fourth put the Yankees ahead 5-2, put them ahead to stay. Even though the Royals got close at 5-4, they never got the 5 mark, so that was the game-winning RBI. The 3-run homer off of Nelson Briles. So the Yankees are your victors in the American League in 1975, and they will be taking on the Phillies in the Fall Classic. But I won't start that until the 93 NLCS and ALCSs are done. And right now we're at Game 6 for both of those series, with the Giants leading 3-2 in the NLCS and the White Sox leading 3-2 in the ALCS. So the next game on the channel will be Game 6 of the National League Championship Series from Philadelphia. As the Giants try to close out the Phillies, there'll be Tommy Green against John Burkett for the Giants. So Phillies will have the pressure on, and they're going to send Tommy Green to try to get that must-win game for them. So I do appreciate you checking in and watching the video and sharing the ride along with me in this Inside Pitch 75 series. And until next time, as usual, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and I will see you all down the road.